notes. Okay, so it says here that we ended up at stage 6, paragraph page 442. 242, I mean. No, no, stage 6,
Mhm.
442. Okay, here it is. Okay, and our last headword was population, newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with revision. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go. What's another word for midday? What's another word for midday? Another word
Another
for
word
midday
for midday
is noon.
is noon.
Very good. What are the letters e.g. the abbreviation of? What are the letters e.g. the abbreviation of? The letters
The
e.g.
letters
are the
EG are
abbreviation
the
of
abbreviation
exempli
of
gratia
exemplary
from
pressure
the Latin,
from the
which
Latin,
means, for example, which means,
well, which means, for
for,
example,
very good. When do we use these letters? When do we use these letters? We use
we
these
use
letters
these
in
letters
writing,
in
but
writing,
not in
but
speaking.
not in speaking.
Very good. What can we say when we hand something to somebody? What can we say when we hand something to somebody? When we hand
When
something
we hand
to
something
somebody,
to
we can
somebody,
say,
we
here
can
you are.
say, "Here you are."
Very good. When you finally find something after trying to find it for a long time, what can you say? When you finally find something after trying to find it for a long time, what can you say? When you finally
When you
find
finally
something
find something
after trying
after
to find
trying
it
to
for
find
a
it
long time,
for a long
you
time,
can say,
you can say,
ah, here it is.
"Ah, here it is."
Very good. Do you pay taxes to the state? Do you pay taxes to the state? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
pay
ta-
taxes
I pay
to the
taxes
state.
to the state.
Very. Is your room in a good state or a bad state? Is your room in a good state or a bad state? My room's
My
in a good
room's
state.
in a good state.
Very good. When you fill in a passport application form, what must you state? When you fill in a passport application form, what must you state? When I fill in
When I fill
a
in
passport
a passport
application
as
form,
application
I
form,
must state my
I
name,
must state my
my
name,
address,
my
my date
address,
of birth,
my date of
my
birth,
occupation,
my
etc.
occupation, etc.
Very good. When you make a formal written statement to the police, do you have to put your signature at the end? When you make a formal written statement to the police, do you have to put your signature at the end? Yes. When you
Yes,
make
when
a
you make
formal written
a formal
statement
written
to the
statement
police,
to the
you
police,
have to put
you have
your
to put
signature
your
at the end.
signature at the end.
Very good. What kind of things can we download from the internet? What kind of things can we download from the internet? We can download
We can download
programs,
programs,
songs, films,
songs, films,
pictures, etc.
pictures,
from
etc.
the internet.
from the internet.
Very good. What happens if someone drinks too much alcohol? What happens if someone drinks too much alcohol? If someone
If
drinks
someone
too much
drinks
alcohol,
too much
they get
alcohol,
drunk.
they get drunk.
Have you ever seen two people fighting each other in the street? Have you ever seen two people fighting each other in the street? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've
I've
seen two
I've
people
seen two
fighting
people
each other
fighting
in
each
the
other
street.
in the street.
Very good. Do some people get into fights when they're drunk? Do some people get into fights when they're drunk? Yes, some
Yes,
people
some
get
people
into
get
fights
to
when they're
fight
drunk.
when they are drunk.
Very good. Do you think the probability of another world war has increased or decreased in the last 20 years? Do you think the probability of another world war has increased or decreased in the last 20 years? I think the
I think
probability
the, pro- the
of
probability
another world war
another world war
has
has,
increased or
has
decreased
increased
in the last 20
in the
years.
last 20, 20
20
years.
years. Very good.
20 years.
What's the difference between mind and brain? What's the difference between mind and brain? The difference
The
between
difference
mind
between
and brain
mind and
is that
mind and brain is that
we use
we
mind
use mind
in the abstract
in
sense,
the abstract sense,
whereas we
whereas
generally
we
use brain
generally use brain
in the physical
in
sense.
the physical sense.
Very good. Are you in the habit of changing your mind a lot? Are you in the habit of changing your mind a lot? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm
I
in the habit
I'm in the
of
habit
changing my
of
mind a lot.
changing my mind my mind a lot.
Very good. Do adults have bigger brains than young children? Do adults have bigger brains than young children? Yes, adults
Yes,
have
adults
bigger
have
brains
bigger
than
brains
young children.
than young children.
Very good. Who's the brainiest member of your family? Who's the brainiest member of your family? My
My father
is
is
the brainiest
the
member
brainiest member
of my family.
of my family.
Very good. What happens to criminals if the police catch them? What happens to criminal if the police catch them? If the police
If the
catch
police
criminals,
catch
they
criminals,
arrest them
they arrest
and
them
take them
and take
to the
them
police
to
station.
the police station.
Very good. Do you have to have permission from the state to own a gun in your country? Do you have to have permission from the state to own a gun in your country? Yes, you have
Yes,
to have
you have to have
permission from the state
permission from the
to
state
own a gun
to own a
in my
gun
country.
in my country.
Very good. Do you think the world's more civilized nowadays than they were in the past? Do you think the world's more civilized nowadays than it was in the past? Yes or no?
Yes,
I think the
I
world's
think the
more
world
civilized
more
nowadays
civilized nowadays
than it was in the
than
past.
it was in the past.
Very good. How many people do you think you've spoken to so far today? How many people do you think you've spoken to so far today? I think I've
I think
spoken to
I've
about
spoken to
I
to
mean, how
about
many people?
to about three people.
How many?
Uh,
Three
uh,
people?
three three
Three
people
people so far today.
so far today.
Very good. What does the expression so far so good mean? What does the expression so far so good mean? The expression
The
so
expression
far so
so
good
far so
means
good
that
means
somebody
that
has not
somebody has
experienced
not
any
experienced
problems up
any
to now.
problems up to now.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I'm enjoying
I'm
my new
enjoying
job.
my new
So
job.
far, so
So
good.
far, so good.
Very good. Okay, next. Answer the following questions with short answers only, okay? Here we go.
Okay.
Will we still be here in 2 minutes time? Will we still be here in 2 minutes time? Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Would you need any money if you went to the cinema and had a free ticket? Would you need any money if you went to the cinema and had a free ticket? No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Can you swim? Can you swim? Yes or no?
No, I can't.
Very good. Should you be very careful when you cross the road? Should you be very careful when you cross the road? Yes, you should.
Yes, you should.
Could you read when you were 3 years old? Could you read when you were 3 years old? Yes or no?
Uh,
I
yes,
couldn't.
I
Yes, I could.
yes, I could.
Very good. Am I the teacher? Am I the teacher? Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Have you got any shoes on your feet? Have you got any shoes on your feet? Yes or no?
Uh, yeah, no, no,
No,
I
I haven't.
no, I haven't.
Very good. Do you like your part of the country? Do you like your part of the country? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like
I
my part.
yes, I like
Ah,
my part.
short answer.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Very good. Did you eat dinner at home last night? Did you eat dinner at home last night? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
Very good. Does she speak her language during the lesson? Does she speak her language during the lesson? No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
Did people believe the world was round in the old days? Did people believe the world was round in the old days? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Why don't we use short answers in the lesson? Why don't we use short answers in the lesson? We don't use
We don't
short
use
answers in the
short
lesson
answers in the lesson
because it's
because
important
it's
for us
important for
to
us
practice speaking
to practice
as much
speaking
as
as
possible.
much as possible.
Very good. What's the past of rice? What's the past of rice? The past of
The
rice
past of
is
rice
rose.
is rose.
Did the sun rise early this morning? Did the sun rise early this morning? Yes or no?
No,
The sun
the
didn't
sun
rise
didn't rise
early this morning.
early this morning.
Very good. Okay. About how high are the walls of your room in feet? About how high are the walls of your room in feet? The walls
The
of my
walls
room
of my
are
room
about
are
10
about
feet high.
10 feet high.
About how
It,
long is this table in feet? About how long is this table in feet? That table
the
is
table
about
is
4
about
feet long.
4 feet long.
Where if I am 5 feet 5 inches tall, about how tall do you think you are in feet and inches? If I am 5 feet 5 inches tall, about how tall do you think you are in feet and inches? If you are
If
5
you
feet
are
5
5
inches
feet
tall,
5 inches
I
tall,
think I'm about
I think I'm about
5 feet
um,
4
5
inches
feet
tall.
4 inches tall.
Very good. And that's the end of our revision. So, very
Okay,
good. Let's continue the new work on this one. Okay, listen. There are about 1.6 kilometers in a mile. Okay, so let's practice. About how many kilometers are there in a mile? About how many kilometers are there in a mile? There are about
there are about uh, there are
1.6
about
kilometers
1.6 kilometers
in a mile.
in a mile.
Very good. Okay, next. What's the population of this your town? What's the population of your town? The population
The
of my
population
town
of
is
my
about
town is about
how many people in your place? 1 million, 2
10
million,
1, uh, 1 million
1 million people.
1 million people.
Very good. Next, repeat. Hurt, hurt, hurt.
Hurt, hurt, hurt.
Fell,
Fell,
fall over.
fall over.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word hurt is a verb. The three forms of the verb to hurt are hurt, hurt, hurt. For example, my back hurts. If I hurt myself very badly, I'd be taken to hospital. Fell is a verb. It is the past tense of fall. Fall over is a phrasal verb. It means to fall into the ground or to fall from an upright position. For example, if I fell over while I was running along the street, I might hurt myself. Let's practice. What's the past of fall? What's the past of fall? The past of
The
fall
past of
is
fall
fell.
is fell.
If you fell over while you were running along the street, might you hurt yourself? If you fell over while you were running along the street, might you hurt yourself? Yes. If
Yes,
I fell
if I
over
fell
while
over
I was running
while I was
along
running
the street,
along the
I
street,
might hurt
I
myself.
might hurt myself.
Wait, have you ever been hurt while playing sport? Have you ever been hurt while playing sport? Yes or no?
Um, yes,
I've been hurt
I've been hurt
while playing sport.
while playing sports.
Where if you hurt yourself very badly, where'd you be taken to? If you hurt yourself very badly, where'd you be taken to? If I hurt
If
myself
I hurt
very
myself
badly,
very
I'd be
badly,
taken to
I'll be
hospital.
taken to hospital.
Very good. Next, repeat glad.
Glad.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word glad is an adjective. It means happy. For example, I'd be happy if I were told I had won the lottery. Or I'd be glad if I were told I had won the lottery. Let's practice. Would you be glad to hear that you had failed an exam? Would you be glad to hear that you had failed an exam? No, I
No,
wouldn't be
I
glad
wouldn't be
to
glad
hear that
to hear
I'd
that
failed
I'd
an
failed
exam.
an
I'd
exam.
be very
I'd be
unhappy.
very unhappy.
Very good. Okay, would you be glad if you were told you had won the lottery? Would you be glad if you were told you had won the lottery? Yes, I'd be
Yes,
glad
I'd be
if I
glad
were told
if I were won.
I were told
I were told
I'd won the lottery.
I'd won lottery.
Very good. Next, repeat sick,
Sick,
unwell,
unwell,
vomit.
vomit.
Very good. Okay, listen. Sick and unwell are both adjectives. Okay, the two other words for ill are sick and unwell. For example, I feel sick when I eat too much. Let's practice. What are other words for ill? What are two other words for ill? Two other words
Two other
for
words
ill
for
are
ill
sick and
are sick
unwell.
and unwell.
Very good. Okay, next listen. To be sick can mean to be unwell, but it can also mean to vomit. We usually understand the meaning from the sentence or situation. For example, certain smells, excessive eating or drinking, etc., make people vomit or make people sick. Let's practice. What's another meaning of to be sick besides to be unwell? What's another meaning of to be sick besides to be unwell? Another meaning
Another
of
meaning
to be sick
of to be sick
besides to be
besides
unwell
to be
is to
unwell
vomit.
is to vomit.
Very good. What does this sentence probably mean? The little boy was sick in the car. What does this sentence probably mean? The little boy was sick in the car. That sentence
That
probably
sentence
means
probably
that
means
the little
that
boy
the little boy
vomited in the car.
vomited in the car.
Well, what does this sentence probably mean? The little boy didn't go to school because he was sick. What does this sentence probably mean? The little boy didn't go to school because he was sick. That sentence
That sentence
probably means
probably
that the
means
little boy
that little boy
didn't go to school
didn't go to school
because he was
because
unwell.
he was unwell.
Very good. Next, repeat repair.
Repair.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word repair is a verb. It means to fix. For example, if something is broken, we fix it or we repair it. Let's practice. When things break, do you normally try to repair them or do you just throw them away? When things break, do you normally try to repair them or do you just throw them away? When things break,
When things
I
break,
normally
I normally no, I normally
try to repair
try
them.
to repair them.
Very good. One more. When things break,
When things
I
break,
normally
I
try to
normally try
repair
to
them.
repair them.
Yeah, like just like your phone, you repaired it. Okay, repeat.
I can't.
Nah. Next, repeat roof.
Roof.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word roof is a noun. We call the top covering of a house the roof. Okay, let's practice. What do we call the top covering of a house? What do we call the top covering of a house? We call
We
the
call
top covering
that top
of a
covering
house
of a
the
house
roof.
the roof.
Very good. Next, repeat wind.
Wind.
Windy.
Windy.
Very good. Okay, listen. Wind is a noun. It is the natural movement of the air. For example, sailing boats move faster in strong winds. Windy is an adjective. It means having a lot of wind. For example, it's windy today. Let's practice. Do sailing boats move faster in strong winds? Do sailing boats move faster in strong winds? Yes,
Yes.
sailing boats
Sailing
move
boats
faster
move
in
faster
strong
in
winds.
strong winds.
Is it a windy day today? Is it a windy day today? Yes or no?
Yes,
It's a
it is.
windy day
It's a
today.
windy day today.
Very good. Next, repeat caught.
Caught.
Just as.
Just as.
Platform.
Platform.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word caught is a verb. It is the past tense of catch. The three forms of catch are catch, caught, caught. For example, the last time I caught a cold was last month. Just as is an adverb. It means at the exact moment of time. For example, I've sometimes caught a train just as it was leaving the station. Platform is a noun. It is a flat area next to a railroad track where people wait for a train. For example, people fall in line while waiting for the train on the platform. Let's practice. What are the three forms of catch? What are the three forms of catch? The three
The
forms
three
of
forms
catch
of
are
catch
catch,
are
caught, caught.
catch, caught, caught.
When was the last time you caught a cold? When was the last time you caught a cold? The last time
The
I
last
caught a
time
cold
I caught a cold
was
was
uh,
last month.
last month. Very good. Have you ever caught a train just as it was leaving the platform? Have you ever caught a train just as it was leaving the platform? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've sometimes
I've sometimes
caught a train
caught a train
just as it
just
was
as it was
leaving the platform.
leaving a platform.
Very good. Okay, next repeat direct speech.
Direct speech.
Very good. Okay, so now let's talk about direct speech and indirect speech. Okay, repeat report,
Report.
refer,
Refer.
inverted commas.
Inverted commas.
Very good. Okay, listen. Direct speech. When we say direct speech, for example, I said the room is large. For indirect speech, we say I said that the room was large. Okay, so there are two ways in which we can repeat what someone has said. We can use direct speech and give the exact words of the speaker like this. Mr. Brown said, I like warm weather. We can also use indirect speech and report what Mr. Brown said like this. Mr. Brown said that he liked warm weather. Notice that indirect speech is also called reported speech. Okay, let's practice. What are the two ways in which we can repeat what someone has said? What are the two ways in which we can repeat what someone has said? The two ways
The two
in
ways
which we
in
can
which
repeat
we can
what
repeat
someone has said
what someone has said
are by giving
are by
the
giving
exact
the
words
exact
of the
words
speaker
of the speaker
or by reporting
or by
what
reporting
the speaker said. What the speaker said.
what the speaker said.
Very good. Okay, so we stop there for today and let's move on to reading.
Okay,
Okay, so our reading is at stage 5, paragraph page 332. Last headword was construction of wood with other words. Okay, start with the question. If you went to the cinema this evening,
okay. Do this.
stage 5,
If
332.
you, okay, I can see.
Okay,
If we went to the cinema, and if we went to the cinema this evening, which film would you see? If you went to the cinema this evening, I'd see. I'd,
I see. What will you see? Titanic, Mario
I'd see
Brothers, Godzilla.
Titanic.
Very good.
If I were you,